Welcome to my next playthrough series. Yes, we're on to Star Trek Frontiers, but this time it's solo conquest. And we're going to be using the IKS NEGH'VAR, headed up by Martok. So we are hunting down a couple of Borg Cubes. Yes, that's going to be pretty interesting. This game is basically Mage Knight with some changes, some differences, but it's very similar. So if you played Mage Knight, you definitely can tune into this one very quickly. This episode is probably just going to be doing the setup. So let's go ahead and dive into setup. And then when we come back tomorrow, we'll get into our first bit of gameplay. So to start us off, let's take a look at our deck for Martok and our IKS NEGH'VAR and get that set up. Alright, so we basically have a 16 card deck, and I think the decks are very much the same, except, the artwork is different because you've got different things, and you have your specific captain. So in this base game, you end up, I think there's Tor, there is Cisco, there is Picard, and then Martok. So those are the four. So we'll give this a shuffle, just for the heck of it. And we'll probably shuffle it again when we drop our first hand. And now we want to grab these tokens here that correlate to your ship. So starting off, we get one free token. This means we can have one crew member assigned with our ship, as well as our captain, of course, who's in the deck. We have a shields of 2, and we have a 5-card hand limit. So as we level up, you'll see we get 6 cards, and we get to 9, 10th level, we'll be getting more and more cards. Alright, this is our starting setup here for this. Now, we have a dummy player in the solo. I'm going to use the Tor, so let's take a look at them. And I should also mention we have these tokens that come with each different of the 4 ships in the base game. And these are special abilities that when we level up, we'll be able to choose one of 2, so we'll shuffle them up when we need to. Alright, let's go take a look at our dummy deck, which is Tor and the Bird of Prey. Alright, so for the dummy deck, they basically, if you take a look at the bottom of the Bird of Prey card, there's a blue and a gold color yellow. So we're going to put a blue and gold here. This is basically, this deck is a timer, but there's also tokens here for level ups as well. So we will be, when we level up, if we get one of these special abilities, I think we level up the first time, and then the 4th level up, 5th. So anyway, you'll see as we look at our next board. When we level up, we'll be flipping some of these over. We'll get to choose one of them. So these tokens here are basically for the timer. 16 cards in here. I'll give this a little quick shuffle as well. And it's just basically a timer deck. We have 6 rounds, complete rounds, which are made up of turns, to hunt down the 2 Borg Cubes and destroy them. Yeah, that'll be easy. Alright, let's take a look. I think we have to roll up some dice now and get some other tokens and things set up. Alright, so here we have our board that lets us know what it costs to move through like blank space, into a nebula, through any planets, through any suns, white or yellow. Cannot go through black holes, and you cannot go through asteroid fields. So this tells you, and to explore a new tile, it costs you 2 movement. And in this version of the game, every time you explore a new tile, except for when you set up at the beginning, you gain an experience point for that. So that's pretty cool. So we need to roll these and not get, we have to get either blue, red, the wild, or yellow. We cannot have the black. I don't think the purple. So let me just give these a roll. And yeah, we cannot have that one to start with. And, oh wow, so we have 2 wilds and a blue. That is pretty awesome to start with. So the wilds mean we can use gold, red, or yellow, or yellow, blue, or gold. That gives us a lot of opportunity, and we're on the first round. And there's no day-night in this game, it's just all the same. So in the Mage Knight, there's a daytime and nighttime. In the Star Trek Frontiers, it's all one. Okay, let's continue on with our setup. Alright, we're taking a look at our XP track, very similar to the Mage Knight one, which is Fame, but this is Experience. So we start at 0, of course, and then if we go 1, 2, 3, we'll drop down here. Once we get 3 XP, we get to add a basic card, and then get one of those level up tokens. We start at 0 influence or reputation. If we do bad things like attack star bases and subjugate things, we'll go negative on this track, which makes it harder to recruit people. But if we take out Romulan warbirds as we go along, they're sort of like the orcs, the rampaging orcs in Mage Knight, then we will gain reputation, making it easier to have people join us. And yes, we have one person we can have join us. So that's the tracking thing. Now there's a ton of cards, reference cards. So these are all the Borg Cube cards. So we've got green, blue, gold, and red, and depending on which one shows up, we'll have interesting thing going on there. So we have like Class M planets, Dominion Starbase, Romulan Starbase, Research Station, Dry Docks, Class L's. There's just a card for basically everything you're going to find in the game. Class H, so it's really cool. Borg Spheres, Borg Cubes, Outposts, and Romulan Warbird. It basically explains on these cards, which is so nice, reference cards, what you do when you find one of those cards. Okay, let's get our actual space set up. Alright, a bit of a long shot. We have advanced action cards on this side, and we have undiscovered cards on that side. And we'll see how these work. So let's give these a shuffle. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when we do our dice, it's 1 die plus 2. So for each player plus 2. So we're playing solo. Lursa B'Etor don't count. The dummy player doesn't count. So that's why we're doing 3 dice. Likewise, we're going to be revealing 3 of these advanced action cards as well to start with for the round. They will go away at the end of the round. We'll see how that works as we play the game. So let's give these a shuffle, and then we're going to reveal 3 of them. First one is experience. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the details. We'll look at these if and when we actually go ahead and grab them. So we have experience. We have diplomatic skill, which is pretty cool. And the last one, of course, we're Klingons, so we may not want diplomacy, and a seasoned away team. Yes, there's away teams in this game. All right, that was our advanced actions. Now we have undiscovered cards. Same thing. We're going to be doing 1 for us solo player plus 2 cards. So we're going to reveal 3 of these. And let's see what we have here. We end up having advanced shields. Ooh, photon torpedoes. Anyway, we'll get into all these awesome details as we play. So, Changeling, powered up with blue. So you can see here some of these cards are powered up with it like a blue data crystal plus the black, the night, or the nebula crystal, whatever it's called, Saturn, something like that. And then we have a stasis field. Target enemy does not attack during combat. Wow, these are very powerful. So there's 3 of them that come out. Okay, we're almost finished with setup. We have to actually set up our map here now. So how do we do that? Oh, and all of these tokens, you take them out. So you've got the Dominion star bases, Romulan star bases, the different class planets, the Romulan warbirds, and the Borg Cubes. Oh yes, Borg Cubes. All right, let's set up our space. All right, one other thing I forgot to mention is we do have to remove 4 specific cards if you're playing co-op or solo. So we have to take out Energy Flow, Data Virus, Telepathy, and the Inner Light. These are just removed. They're only used in competitive games. The other thing I somewhat forgot to mention is there are 6 cards in the game, and we get to pick at the start of our turn 1 of them. So we have like a 1, which just means we're going first. The 2, and it's got text on it. 3, so we have evaluation, secret plot, planning, fortune, timing. So what's going to happen at the beginning of each round, I should say, not each turn, each round, we get, as a player, get to choose one of them. Say we choose 5, we're going to shuffle the rest, and then the dummy player, Lursa B'Etor, the Bird of Prey, is just going to grab another one. So if they grab, say, 1, they'll go first. If they grab a 6, we'll go first. Back and forth, and that's how that will work. So, and we don't shuffle these until we need to draw it for the dummy player. Okay, now I think we are ready, or are we, to set up the space? I think we still have, no, we'll set up the space, I think, first. All right, another kind of long shot here. So what we need to do, we have basic tiles and we have core space tiles. The core space tiles, these are the ones that are going to have the Borg Cubes. Now there are 8 of them that come in the base game. I've randomly grabbed 2 of them that have Borg Cubes on them and 2 that do not. So we give these a shuffle. They're going to go to the bottom of the pile. So again, I don't know. I've shuffled them already, so there we go. So these are going to be at the bottom of our exploration pile. They have the Borg Cubes in them. That's what we're looking for. And then we grab 7 of the 12 other tiles that come in the game. Same thing. And now these are just, I think they're 1 through 12 or something. So we just give them a shuffle. Same thing. And they just make the top of this pile. So this is our exploration deck. And one final thing for setup, I think, is we have basic recruitment cards. These are characters we can recruit when we get to star bases, when we get to Class M planets, etc. It'll show it on the card itself. And then we have a gold crew. These are much more powerful, but we won't see any of those until we reveal our first core space tile, which is going to be quite a while. All right, so let's give this another little shovel. And same thing, we're going to be doing 3, 1 for us as solo player plus 2. So 3 cards. These are going to be available for this round. And let's see, who do we have for the round? We have Worf. Cool, so he can be recruited at a starbase or a Romulan starbase. Interesting. So that's Worf is out there available. We have NEGH'VAR starbase, Romulan starbase. And this is how much diplomacy you need to actually acquire these people. So Worf was, I believe Worf was 5. Yep, Worf was 5. This guy's also 5. And Klingon Lieutenant, unnamed, at a starbase, and he is also 5. All right, I think the final thing we need to do is actually now take the top 2 tiles off this deck and place them in a specific order here, and then this space will go out in a cone shape. So let's get down to the board, grab the top 2 tiles off of here, place them on our adjacent here, and then I think we'll be ready with the setup. And by ready with the setup, I mean we'll have our space laid out. So this is the first tile. I'm going to put it up here. And, oh boy, we got Romulan Warbird, we got a black hole, we got a Class K planet, I'm not sure. So this has to be oriented the same way. So you can see the star here. So this has to be this way. And you can see that this goes like this because the symbols match up. So that's a star and that is a circle. So these 2 go there. I'll get everything set up here in a second. The second tile will be placed just underneath that one. They don't want to stick together. And we have a starbase, Romulan starbase, a Dominion starbase, and a class, whatever class planet it is. Again, we have to orient this the same way as that. And as you can see, that just fits nicely right in there. Okay, now we're going to zoom down on these tiles, talk a little bit about what these are, set that up, and then I think we will be pretty much ready to go. Alright, so we're going to set up here. So basically, let's take a look and see what we have. So first up, we have a Romulan Warbird. You see one there. When revealed, place a Romulan Warbird token face up on this space. So we have a giant pile of Romulan Warbird tokens. We'll just randomly grab one off here. We're going to place it down. And we're going to flip it face up. And we're going to see what we see. And we have... Okay, it's not too bad. It does 3 attack to us. It has a 4 defense and will give us 2 experience if we can take it out. That one's actually not terrible. So this goes through how it works and the effect of the reward. There you go. So I'm not going to go through details until we go ahead and attack. All right, we have a Class L planet right here. And that's how it works. While undefeated, if your ship is adjacent to Class L, you can beam down an away team. We'll go through the details again if we get over there and have to worry about it. We also have a Class K planet here. When you're adjacent to Class K, you can beam down an away team. Again, we want to read the details there. Explains how that works. We have a Dominion starbase right there. And so what we do with that is, once again, we grab the Dominion starbase stack, and we'll just give that a little shuffle here. And we place one down. Now we don't flip it face up until we get adjacent to it, and then we can flip it face up and see what's there. And likewise, we also have a Romulan starbase, same thing. So if you want to take a look here, so whoops, what am I doing? So the Dominion starbase, you can read up there. when revealed, and the Romulan starbase right here when revealed. But it's not revealed till you go adjacent to it. Alright, those are the cards. So let's get out the Romulan starbase pile. We got a pile of them. We'll give this another... we'll just put that one there. Alright, did we have one or two? I think we just have the one. Alright, we are all set up and ready to go. So when we come back tomorrow, we'll drop our 5 cards for our starting hand and choose one of those initiative cards and have our first go at the game. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. This is Star Trek Frontiers. We are hunting down a couple of Borg Cubes. We're doing the solo Conquest with Martok in the IKS NEGH'VAR. And yeah, we'll see how we do. We have 6 complete rounds to do it. And if we don't do it in 6 complete rounds, well, obviously we lose. Thanks so much. Hope to see you tomorrow for the continuation.